Hey everyone, wishing you a very good evening. And I have one of my clients here, rockstar clients here, Krithiga. Hi, Krithiga.
Hi, hi.
We're going to be talking about her graduation. We spent about 6 months incorporating skills necessary for a sustainable lifestyle, which resulted in a holistic transformation in all aspects, including her mindset, relationship with food, her body, relationship with her mind, and nutrition, sleep habits, stress management, emotional regulation, strength training. And we're going to talk to her and find out what were the challenges she had earlier and how we were able to navigate all of those and help her really thrive in her environment. So, Krithiga, congratulations to you. Welcome to the graduation call. How does it feel?
Thank you so much. It feels awesome. I mean, no, I remember how it was, no, when I started the program, like it was like the last resort, as I say, okay, எதை தின்னா பித்தம் தெளியும் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி I was like, so let me try this also அப்படின்ற மாதிரி தான் I was there. But I'm now happy where I am and what I am doing. So finally, I feel that my life is back in my hands and I'm in control of my life. That was, which was not there for some years. So I feel very happy about it.
Sense of control and confidence, Ilya. So
Yes.
Amazing to hear that, Krithiga. So can you just share a little bit about yourself, what you do, to the audience, please?
Yeah. I'm a mother of two. One is pursuing her master's, the other is in grade 12. And I work as a Montessori Director in a Montessori school, one of the famous Montessori schools in Chennai. I've been working there for the past 13 years. So I identify myself as a dancer. I love to dance. All that had, taken a break for some days. And I juggle a lot of responsibilities at home also. School friendly, there is a lot of responsibilities, and home front also have a lot of responsibilities. I juggle all of that. And somewhere along the way, find myself that, hitting menopause, perimenopause, and the entire emotional roller coaster of, you're not good for anything, you're not worth it. And combined with that, all the health issues. So as my physio used to say, I don't know how you're up and running. You should be in the bed with all your problems. That's what my physio always tells me. So no, somehow you find the push to say, okay, another day. I mean, I was going along. So, and I love to read a lot. So I love to listen to music, and that helps me a lot. So that's what I am.
Thank you so much for sharing a brief introduction, Krithiga. Really appreciate your openness in sharing your vulnerabilities. So you were going through perimenopause, you were going through a lot of challenges relating to your physical health, mental, emotional health, sleep issues, stress management. எனக்கு இப்போ ஞாபகம் வருது எல்லாமே நம்ம பேசினதெல்லாம் முன்னாடி, right? In terms of your challenges, you didn't or the expectations of where you want to be, right? You didn't want to be dependent on anybody. You wanted to be fitter, more confident. You wanted to be pain free. You did come with a history of disc bulges and knee pain, right? Chronic condition with your spine. You wanted to lose weight, and you wanted to be happier, feel confident about your physical abilities, deal with your emotions in a better way. Another important thing was gut health. You wanted to really take care of your gut health. You wanted to fit into nice clothes, and you wanted to improve your energy levels and your sleep. Right, Krithiga? So can you share a little bit about all of these challenges, Krithiga? How long you were going through them, and what was specifically going on for you?
I think I have to go back, I think all of this started with my deliveries, both of them were C-sections, and I gained a lot of weight after that. And it ended up in chronic backache. So that's when my physio said, if you have to tackle it, you have to lose weight. So I lost weight, and the backache did seem get better and all that. Then some years back, I developed chronic spine issues. It was a chronic condition. I had, name it, and I had it. I had disc bulges, and I had, the cartilages, the liquid between the bones or whatever that is, it was dried up. So everything from the cervical to lumbar, everywhere I had issues. So I used, So my physio said I have to change my lifestyle completely. So I cannot bend down, put my head down like that. I cannot drive a two-wheeler. So I had to do a complete change. So that was a chronic condition. So I was working on it. And then, so we were managing that, so I found the balance. What are the things I should avoid? So I avoided all that and tried to keep my weight in balance, because I knew that if I had gone up, then again it'll end up in backache. So I was maintaining that. Then when I hit my 40s and started with the perimenopause. So I had always, during my periods, I always had mood swings, but they were not bad. They were manageable, quite manageable. But when I hit perimenopause, I mean, everything went out for a toss. Everything went out for a toss. I mean, it was like I was in constant mood swing, 24/7 throughout the month, not only just a week before the cycle. It was like constant. You finish a period and it again starts. So there was no reprieve, the wave of emotions kept hitting you, kept hitting you. I mean, I tried so many things, So I used to go for a walk. I tried yoga, and I so many things. Talking to friends, going out with friends, trying to walk away from triggers. But I knew that I was reacting to situations when I was not, like responding to them. But I didn't know what to do. So I tried, writing notes for myself. You're good, you're doing better, and all that. But everything, whenever I slip up, so it always came back to the self-blame. And I used to blame myself. I mean, you're not even able to handle this. You're not even able to do this. And how do you expect the others to respond to you in a certain manner? So the self-blame was too much. So it ended up there. So all that, trying to handle all these, when you're not able to, that, and the that anger, you're not even able to handle this. Then sometimes you lose patience with your children, then that guilt trip also comes and adds up. So the end, it ended up hating myself for what I was becoming. I was becoming this person who was not very happy, but I cannot show that in my workplace. So I had a very tight hold of myself in my workplace, because I work with children, and I have to be I had to be the calm, collected, and on top of everything. So when I came back home, everything like kind of will fizzle out and burst out. So it'll end up, the self-blaming. I mean, if you can't even handle these, I mean, what are you going to do? So I was in a place I was not happy with myself. And because of my perimenopause, I don't know, my knees, I had some injuries also, knee injury, everything was acting up. So even now I'm working on the knee constantly. I know that it's going to be there forever. So it's not going to go away, because these are the chronic conditions. They're not going to go away. So all that, one side you have because of perimenopause, there was an emotional roller coaster. My hormones were having a field trip. They have a field day with me. So though I had support from my family, in certain places I had a lot of stress because of that also. There were some, what do we say, high expectations, how to deal with that. So I felt I was not dealing with all these in a better manner. I mean, though my husband understood what I was going through, my children understood what I was going through, it was not easy for everyone. When I was, you don't know what will trigger me off, though I knew that it was not my fault, but it was, so I tried so many things and nothing worked. So, I mean, so when my friend suggested, no, why don't you give it a shot? So when I spoke to you, I still remember. I mean, I'm in a position where, so these are the stress factors. And because of my chronic condition, I couldn't do a lot of things that that can be done. So I was skeptical, will I be able to, because looks like, most of the time I had some pain or the other. So I didn't like that also. I wanted to lead a happy life and a healthy life where I'm not dependent on the others, like and I didn't want that also. So that was one thing. And I was an emotional eater. So whenever I was down, so chocolates and ice cream was my, go-to food. I used to binge eat. So I will tell myself, okay, fine. I ate only today. No, I ate only, yesterday. That's okay. I can always catch up. I can always go for a walk, and I can always shed down the weight. And the madri. So That was one thing, whenever I was in stress, so immediately I used to go, food was a comfort for me. So comfort eating was there. So that was one thing that happened. And then insomnia, because of perimenopause or whatever, I don't know, I used to spend sleepless nights. And so when when you had sleepless nights, then the next day you're not in the best of your form. So somehow you manage at your workplace because there's a professional space and you come back. So when you come back, all that adds up, the whole day of working, the tiredness and the insomnia is catching up to you. You want to sleep, but you can't sleep because you have other responsibilities at home. So you are tired. And again, the cycle, the vicious cycle of no blaming yourself. No, you can't. No, so many ladies are managing. Why can't you do it? And a mom did, grandmother did, your aunts did, your sisters did. So I know those things. And another thing was like I had bloating issues. As I didn't know what I was doing, but constantly I had a continuous that bloating issues will be there. And that is very embarrassing, no? When you're with friends or when you are with in your workplace. So you know that the bloating episode is coming. So you have to find a place quickly to run out, so all those things. So physically, I was not in a great shape. Emotionally, I wasn't in a great shape. So somehow I was pulling along. Okay, one day, one more day, one more day. So that's where I was when I met you.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing this, Krithiga. So, all round you were suffering, you were struggling a lot physically with a lot of aches.
Hello, I lost you. Hello. Hey.
Hi, Krithiga. I'm back. I'm so sorry about the interruption. So,
Technology.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. Thank you so much for sharing your challenges, Krithiga. So
Okay.
all round you were struggling, not just in physical space, but also in the mental space in terms of mindset and the self-blame. As moms, we go through that a lot. எது பண்ணாலும் we are not good enough, being very critical about yourself, very self-judgmental. That was also again exacerbated by your perimenopausal condition. Inume you are feeling the inability to really perform to your expectations. So that was really constantly running in your mind. And you come from a perfectionist mindset, Krithiga. We're going to talk about how that changed over the course of our program. But apart from that, you are also going through gut health issues, bloating, and wanting to pass stools often during the day. இதெல்லாமும் கொஞ்சம் constipation, இதெல்லாமும் challenges இருந்தது. Apart from emotional issues, you are not much happier. I absolutely remember what you said, Krithiga. I am not liking who I am becoming.
Yeah.
Right, Krithiga?
Yeah.
That is what you shared on our first clarity call. And also, எதை தின்னா பித்தம் தெளியுன்ற ஸ்டேட்ல தான் நான் இப்ப இருக்கேன். I need help very badly. Those two I will never forget. Right? And kudos to you about how you have been able to overcome all of these challenges in such a short time. Given that for how long you were struggling, how many years you were struggling, 6 months is a very, very short time where we incorporated so many of the skills. So we're going to talk about that. So Krithiga, people go through, see a lot of people transform, using sustainable methods. But there is always this question about, how is this going to work for me? So what was your trigger that prompted you to make the decision in your favor, Krithiga?
I just wanted to help myself, and I knew that doing it by myself is not helping. I've tried so many things, I have as you know that I have a very small to-do list board in my kitchen. So I used to write notes for myself. You got it, you have, and so many things. But somewhere I found that doing this by myself is not helping me. So maybe I needed someone to help me out, to show me, okay, this is what, maybe that accountability, that you're doing something, you're accountable to someone. Maybe maybe someone who knows what they are talking about, who has already helped people. Why not? So namala pandradha help ala. So we have listened. So my gynaec used to say, this is how it is. So you have to move away from triggers. You have to divert your mind and do something. This is what the advice I keep getting. Menopause na apdi dhaan irukum, kashama dhaan irukum. But I know that everyone is going through the same thing, but somewhere along the way I needed help. And the help that I got was not helping me actually. So the advice is, nee da mind develop panikrom, poi vera edavadhu paaru, cinema paaru, TV paaru. Yeah, all that I knew. Maybe you should do meditation. Yeah, I knew that too. Maybe you should read something or watch something. Maybe you should become more spiritual. And the trigger edun paathu avoid panni. Yeah, I have tried all that. Nothing worked.
எப்படி கோவம் வராம இருந்தது Krithiga? Seriously. ப்ராப்ளம்னு நம்ம போய் சொல்லும்போது சொல்யூஷன்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி நம்ம கொடுத்தா இது பண்ணணும் அது பண்ணணும், இதெல்லாம் எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும், right? But how to actually do it?
But nothing worked, I mean, it was not like, nothing worked, so I was like, I mean, what can I do now? I mean, the thing was like, should I take more professional help? So that was a question that came up. So I think that's when my friend Vidya suggested, she said, why don't you, give it a shot, try panne. So I saw some of your videos in Instagram and I saw, and so before me, my friend knew, you're going to sign up for this, I know it. Just go ahead and do it.
Nice.
So friends
are amazing.
Yeah,
she's looking out for you, and she helped you.
So
I'm very curious, Krithiga. Yeah, go ahead.
So she's a soundboard to me, whenever I have this, I ask her, Preeti, what do I do? Should I do it? And there's another friend, Shobana, do I do this? So both of them were like, looks like you're going to go sign up. Just go ahead and do it. Think that you're the 6 months, you're working free. Do that, go ahead. So That's when I said, okay, fine, let's just give it a shot.
Okay, so initially your friends helped you to have this conversation, and after our conversation, what did you feel, Krithiga, after the clarity call?
Yeah, and I had a talk with my friends and I had a talk with my husband. So it was, it financially also we had to think about it. Then he also said, okay, fine. If you feel really this would help you, just go ahead and do it. Let's not hesitate because you're struggling. Let's go ahead and do it. That's what he also said. So when I spoke to my children also, they were like, Pannuma, paravalama, pannuma, let's see how it works. So we said, okay, fine, let's give it a shot. So, and I saw a couple of your graduation call videos, and I literally stalked your Instagram page. So then
in the behind the scenes idella theriyலையே, nice.
So I thought, okay, fine, let me give it a shot. So சரி பண்றதுன்னு முடிவு பண்ணியாச்சு. I mean பண்ணி பாத்திரலாம் அப்படின்னு I went ahead and did it.
Super. So கொஞ்சம் doubts இருந்தது, hesitation இருந்தது.
Yeah.
You made it happen because of support from your friends, from your family. It's just simply amazing, Krithiga, the kind of support that you have at home. It's a luxury. Not every woman has it. So you came in with that support. சரி பாத்துடலாம், என்னதான் இதுன்னு பார்க்கலாமே அப்படின்னு. And the minute you signed on, super committed, Krithiga. You were so determined to go after what you wanted for yourself. We are definitely going to talk about all of that. But can you please tell me what expectations did you come with about this program, and how did it actually turn out to be?
I think, though I was talking about my weight and everything, I think the first thing that I wanted to manage was in the perimenopausal emotional roller coaster and handling my stress and to be strong. I was the person, I did my social work. So if I leave home at 6:30 in the morning, sometimes I will come back late in the evening. I wouldn't use the restroom anywhere. And I had this super duper energy with me, like I used to roam around like crazy, and the madri my health was, though I had low BP and all that, but generally I didn't have. My brother used to call me as a breakdown special because first thing throat pidichirum, cold vandrum. But apart from all this, I never had an issue, where I had to depend on someone to carry a weight, or I had to depend on someone to, bend down and take something. I always depend on myself. And now when I see my mother, who are there in the 70s, I mean, for the 74-year-old lady, my mom does most of the things by herself. And I kept thinking, oh my God, like, am I going to be like that? Whatever my mom had issues in 60s, I had it in my 40s. And so I took a hard look at myself, and I've seen a couple of other people also who are dependent on others for everything. And I thought to myself, like, I don't want this. Even my 70s, I was 60s, I wanted to be my new 40s. I wanted to, lead a happy life where I don't dependent on anyone. But 70 vanda ellarume will be dependent on the others. But mudinja alavukku I wanted to do things for myself. I still wanted to go for walks. I still wanted to enjoy treks. I still wanted to dance. I didn't want to put away all of that. So back gone, knee gone, hand gone. Ellathilum problem irukku. So then I thought, apna, whatever I'm doing is not okay. So we have to, a complete change has to come in. So where I strengthen my muscles, my physio says there is no muscle thing at all. Your muscles are all so weak. You have to strengthen it. Abdin solite na irupar avaru. So somewhere I thought, okay, let me do all this. And I could never imagine myself, doing weights or, doing the resistance band workout. I couldn't even imagine myself doing all those things, but I'm doing all of that. So these were the things that were happening.
Thank you, Krithiga. So again, your journey into strength training has been amazing. Can you talk a little bit about that? We had to adapt the workouts to suit your condition a little bit. Yeah. Spine issues, knee issues and all that. So can you just talk about that, Krithiga? How we help you?
Yeah, so I have this chronic spine problem. Apart from that, I don't know, my physio knows my condition better. I think he came up with many more things that I had forgotten. So somewhere along the way, I had hurt my hand. I don't know how I did it. totally veliko. So I worked on my hand also. And knee issues I've been having after I hit perimenopause. So he said I have to strengthen my knee. Ippa kuda my knee troubles me often. So when we talk about strength training, so I was worried. I didn't want to do something and end up somewhere else. So I had a call with him. So he said, okay, these are your issues. Adukku munadi ungakitta I had told, but I told in very layman terms. So he gave, I think, all the professional terms, this. So I forwarded to you, and then you looked into it and you devised certain things for me. இதெல்லாம் ஓகேவான்னு ask your physio, and you send the videos and the exercises list. So I sent it back to him and he said, okay, these are the things you can do. அப்படின்னு he okayed it. அதுக்கப்புறம் I started. அதுவுமே when I started with the lowest weight possible. I started with 2 kgs. Then I progressed to 3 kgs for the upper body workout. Then I moved to 5. Then again I hurt my hand in school. So I'm again under treatment and resting my hand. Now I'm back to planks. I started with 15-second planks. Earlier I was doing 35 to 40 seconds. Now I started again with planks. I moved down to 15 seconds. So the person whom I'm working with is now said, like, let's start with plank. Plank pani onu illana, you can go back to your weights abdinu. You know, that high when I did the 5 kg, when I progressed to the 5, I didn't want to go back to 3 because 3 seemed to be nothing. It was so simple. And you know, that sense of achievement and the power that it gave, no, when you did those things, it was amazing. Though I did only a few of that, but the end of the session I could see myself sweating a lot. So I could, and though initially enakku onnu difference theriyala, my children found out. They have the habit of playing around with my hand and they say, Amma, you're becoming toned. It's not nice at all. விளையாட முடியல. You're becoming toned. So much. So when you could see that, I didn't see the change in the weight for a long time, but I could see the changes in my body composition. My hands were toning down little by little. I could see that, no, the dresses were fitting a bit loosely around the shoulders. அந்த மாதிரி. அதே மாதிரி when I did the lower body workout also, I got the least resistant tape I got, and it was too easy for me. So my daughter used to comment, you know what, when the auntie in the video, her leg doesn't go up beyond a level. நீ ரொம்ப ஈஸியா பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க. It seems you are like, you know. So அதுக்கப்புறம் I thought about, then I knew that things were becoming easier. So I picked up the next level, and now I could feel the resistance. அது பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கிட்டு இன்னும் drastic I could see the change in, you know, in the lower body composition, all that. So I never thought I would do all this, no, strength training. And இன்னொன்னு என்னன்னா, மைண்ட்ல வந்து எனக்கு எப்பவுமே walking is something I enjoy because that's my time when I listen to music. It was always either 45 minutes or 1 hour or nothing. So that was the mindset I had. Okay, நீங்க walk பண்ண time இருக்காது, so let me sit at home. Because 45 minutes I don't have. But after working with you, that mindset changed. I don't have to be a perfection. I can show in an imperfect manner. So if I'm not able to do a 40 minutes, okay, இன்னைக்கு எவ்வளவு பண்ண முடியும்? Can I do a 20 minutes walk? Or can I go at least for a 10 minutes walk? இல்ல, have I walked enough in school today? So I started thinking like that. So I have a smartwatch tracker. Then, okay, I've done more than 1,000 steps in school. I have worked. Actually, I've moved today. இன்னைக்கு ஃபீனிக்ஸ்ல போய் நடந்துட்டு வந்திருக்கோம். So I have moved today. ஒண்ணுமே பண்ணலையா? At least I go out for a 5-10 minutes walk. Couple of days back, I saw in your Instagram story, someone said that, know how they track the 1 mile walk within the home during other path. I was like, hey, this is nice. Though I walk inside the house during rainy time because apartment veli pom. Now I like, okay, 1,200 to 1,500 steps is doable. So I aim for that. Instead of minutes, then I aim for, okay, let me do 1,500. That makes it a 1 kilometer walk. Then I'll be happy about that. So I do it, but I may not do it a 45 minutes or 1 hour, but I try to walk at least 6 days a week. One day I take off. So in the mari, I'm thinking, what can I do? So in shopping poro, so my walking is done. So on the mari, I started re-looking at the way I do. And I keep telling my friend who says, no, I don't find time at all to walk. I said, no, don't do that. Just go for 5 minutes walk. Just go 1 round and come. So you're doing something, Abhina. So that's
wow. So the biggest change has been in terms of your mindset, looking at
yeah
exercise with a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
And also the all or nothing thinking lane you moved
Yeah.
out. Either I go all in and do it, or
Yeah.
I won't do anything. You're
Yeah.
finding that balance. Okay, இன்னைக்கு என்ன முடியும்? Always something, right? That
அதுவே
is
ஒரு
something that
stress,
really helps.
ஒரு stress add பண்ணும் எனக்கு. Okay, my God, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. அப்படி இந்த மார்னிங் வந்து அதுவே was very, very stressful for me. I have not done this work. So some before that I do some in the morning, some in the afternoon. So அந்த ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் இருக்கும். ஐயோ இன்னைக்கு பண்ணலையே, நம்ம எப்படி நம்ம ஹெல்த் என்ன ஆயிடுமோ, ஐ ஹவ் நாட் டன் திஸ். ஒரு சில ஸ்டாண்டிங் எக்ஸசைஸ் நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும்போது ஐ வில் பி டூயிங் மல்டி டாஸ்க் பண்றேன். ஐ டென்ட் நோ தட் ஹவு மச் ஆஃப் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் தட் வாஸ் ஆடிங் ஆன் டு மை இது. குக் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும் போதே டூ திஸ் செட், டூ தட் செட் அப்படின்றதெல்லாம். ஸோ இப்போ வந்து மார்னிங் ஐ கோ ரிலாக்ஸ்டா. ஸோ நவ் இட்ஸ் ஒன்லி 4 days ஆஃப் அப்பர் பாடி ஆல்டர்னேட்டிவ் டேஸ். ஸோ இன்னும் ஐ ஹவ் நாட் காட்டன் டு மை வெயிட் செட், but at least I do the warm up and then I go for a walk. So I know that I'm preparing my body every day, little by little, and strengthening it every day, little by little, till I can go back to the weights. Because I know that this with chronic conditions that I have, I've been doing this. கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு பண்ணவே முடியாது. Then I'll work on it. Then slowly again I'll build up. So I know that I'm not worried about it. I know that I can always get back to it. So in the limitation, என்ன பண்ணலாம்? What is it that I can do? And the mindset is really helping me a lot. So இன்னைக்கு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் ஸ்கூல் 4 வாட்டி ஏறி இறங்கிட்டோமா, ஓகே ஃபைன். சரி இன்னைக்கு ஒண்ணுமே பண்ண முடியல, ஐ வாண்ட் டு கோ அவுட் ஃபார் 10 minutes வாக் ஆது போயிட்டு வரலாம். So that is helping a lot.
So that improved your consistency, Leah, to look at things differently, rather than giving up and saying you don't have the time. Okay, at least 5 minutes பண்ணலாம். So again, the power of tiny actions, Krithiga. How important was that? Because நிறைய பேர் திங்க் பண்றது என்னன்னா, ஓ வா இவ்வளவு பெரிய டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்மேஷன்னா அதுக்கு நிறைய பண்ணிருக்கணும், நிறைய பெரிய ஆக்ஷன்ஸ் எடுத்திருப்பாங்க. But our approach is all about tiny actions. So can you talk a little bit about that and how impactful it was for you to build consistency, Krithiga?
So no, I used to wonder, no, like my husband also asked, hey, 2 வாரத்துக்கு ஒரு வாட்டி தான் காலுங்கற எப்படி அப்படினா. I said, I don't know, let me go and check. So when I went and said, the first thing you said was, okay, let's do affirmations. Let's try only with affirmations. So then we said, okay, affirmations la ஆரம்பிச்சோம். Then the breathing la ஆரம்பிச்சோம். Those are the only 2 things we tackled. We didn't go to my diet first. So it was like, okay, I have to do only 2 things. Okay, that's doable. And the idea that you said, no, like let's build it on some habit that is already established. So எப்ப பண்ணவ? So even the breaking down of that, when are you going to do it? Are you going to do it as soon as you get into the kitchen? Because I have the habit of, as soon as I get into the kitchen, of switching on music. Music illama I cannot work. So latching on to that. So music போட்டுட்டு பண்றீங்களா இல்ல அதுக்கு முன்னாடி பண்றீங்களா? இப்ப பண்ண முடியலனா when can you do it? So there was always a plan B if you don't do this. So music கேட்கும்போது இத பண்ணீங்கன்னா then that's one done. So you're not doing it தனியா போய் பண்ண போறது இல்ல. So layering this habit on some already established habit was helpful. அதே மாதிரி இந்த breathing. So earlier we started with looking at the Krishna statue that I had at home and start breathing. So then I improvised and I said, whenever there's a trigger, I started breathing. So that was helpful. So now, இப்ப கூட I have அந்த மாதிரி இதெல்லாம் I stopped. But if I knew that trigger ஆகுதுன்னு தெரிஞ்சா திரும்ப I go back to that. I fall back to that habit. Okay, triggers வருது இல்ல. Okay, let me do it. So this breaking down of this and layering it, so that helped me out. For I know I'm always called that, no, my workplace people say that I'm super organized. I mean, everything is prepared, is ready on time. So when I could, so it was very easy for me because something is already established. I have to latch this onto it. And it's only 1 or 2 habits I'm doing. If I now think about the 6 months, I've done so many things I worked on. Initially, அதெல்லாம் பண்ணனும்னு சொல்லிருந்தா it would have been overwhelming. But அந்த மாதிரி இல்லாம when it was broken down to smaller chunks, smaller bites which are manageable bites. Okay, I have to do only 1 this week. இந்த 2 வாரத்துக்கு I have to track it. Then without knowing it became a habit, no? Like, I mean, we have stopped tracking affirmations for months. But that's the first thing that I do. As soon as I step into the kitchen, that's what I do. I switch on the Bluetooth and I look at my affirmations and then I go to my YouTube. So it has become a part of my routine. So that breaking it down into smaller chunks and then picking up something else, then adding on to it. So it was helpful. Like even eating also, it's been so tuned to it. So whenever I go for dinner or lunch with my friends also, I look at the menu. Okay, where can I grab my protein? Where can I grab my fiber? Mind la thought odudhu. So onnume illaya, okay, let me order soya milk today. Or at least let me prepare a glass of lassi. It's okay if there is 1 spoon of sugar in it. It's okay. Verum curd, I can have a glass of lassi. Okay, that can make up. So I'm starting to think like that.
Yeah, a lot of mindfulness techniques that you have incorporated, Krithiga. Most importantly, and the tiny actions helped you feel it is doable.
Yeah.
And the evlo important, Krithiga, the self-belief and the self-confidence, especially when you're joining.
You have to do affirmations, you have to do breathing, you have to put away your phone at 8:30 and pick it up only at 10:30. You have to eat carbs, you have to have smart carbs, you have to do fiber, you have to have colorful vegetables. Modavati would have been like, okay, no, this is not for me. But that breaking up of tiny habits, I have read Atomic Habits and I thought, oh wow, we should do it. But but to implement that, like to show and someone to say that, no, yes, you can do it, to help you along the way. That was helpful.
Super. So you talked about a couple of things here. One is breathing, and how exactly did it help you in terms of emotional regulation and stress management?
So whenever even now, no, I would say the problems haven't gone away, magically vanished. They have not done that. The problems are still there. My stress inducers are still there. My perimenopause still hasn't gone. I still have mood swings, and my husband says, maybe you should tell your coach that this month the mood swings was too much. I said, no, they will not go away. Hormones will not go away. They'll be there. I'm only handling it better. That's the difference. So I had to tell him that I'm only handling it better. Now I have a bag of skills which I can depend on. Idu work pannana, adu work pannana. But problems haven't gone away. The way that I respond to it has changed. So in the breathing part about what I found was, I could find that I used to rave and rant when I'm upset. I could see that I'm calming down. When I take a deep breath and I slow it down and I let it out, I could see that the emotions that were rising up to my head, they were slowly subsiding. And breathing alone helped. And there are other de-stress activities that I picked up. Like, I think for each one is different, like hugging my children, watching some videos. So when I do that, I could actually see that, then the clenching feeling, it slowly subsides. I could see that, all the muscles relaxing when I do that. All that comes in. So that helped a lot. So even now, like whenever there is a stress factor, I know that, okay, I've identified my triggers now. Okay, these are all the triggers. The minute I see the triggers popping up, I immediately start breathing. Okay, breathing me through. Adu help pannana, then I go to the next one. Okay, should I call a friend or should I watch a video and all that? So the problems are, the way I look at it is different now.
Yeah, and the self-awareness about what are the triggers that make you want to react. Yeah. That was very useful for you, Leah, to understand, okay, these are the triggers and then when the triggers are there, you're able to quickly now look at the toolkit, stress management toolkit that we put together and look at that and see which technique would actually help you here. And slowly by implementing it, constantly practicing those skills, they have now become a part of your life.
And it's become part of children's life also. When I say, no, I want to sing this song, they just look at me and say, okay, maybe she needs it now. And immediately whatever they're watching, they will change it. Okay, ma, next what do you want? And they know the list also. You want this or this first? You want to watch it
wow. Or do you want to watch they become intuitive.
That's all
nice. So in terms of wanting to be fitter and more confident with your abilities, Krithiga, can you exactly tell us how strength training helped you there? What was the impact of strength training?
When I started strength training, I could feel myself becoming, my muscles which were flabby were toning up. And I have a very high demanding job. I work with 30 children in the classroom, and you have to sit down, you have to get up, and and I like going around. I like going out with my friends. Like a couple of days last month we went to Kanjipuram. So there was this temple called Ekambaranatha temple, and it's a Chola temple. and they have these two chinna entrances. One வந்து என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா பாவ வாசல் புண்ணிய வாசல் இல்ல பிறப்பு வாசல் இறப்பு வாசல் என்ன சொல்றாங்க. You have to crawl into that place, come out, then walk, then you have to crawl out of that place. I wouldn't have thought about all that before I started the strength training. Now I could manage all of that. I'm not drained out. Even though with all my knee issues, and I work with an acupuncturist, my friend with an acupuncturist. So she also says, no, that's amazing that you're able to with all this and you're able to do it. So you're making good improvements. So all of it together, me eating well and me, focusing on my strength and that extra weight, the fat is not there for me to carry it around. I mean, அப்படி ஒன்றும் ரொம்பவும் weight lose பண்ணல நானு. But that, all that is transforming into, the unnecessary fat is being transformed. I mean, I'm not muscly also. I'm not that also. But I'm toning down. So I feel that more energetic. It's a long day, My day starts at 4:30 and ends at only at 10:30. It's a long day and 8 hours with children, you have to be on your feet. It's not like a regular school. It's, you have to be on your feet. You have to think on your feet. With all that, I find that, this is helping me out. That, that feel that, like I'm doing something for myself. I'm working hard at building strength. I'm working hard at, like, in the knee, doing that wall sits with a bad knee. I never thought I could do all that.
Wow.
So, that's helpful. That's great.
Super. So the fitness has improved, endurance again, climbing up the stairs and down without panting.
Yeah.
You're feeling more confident. You're again building muscle. You've got stronger. You've got toned. Change in your body composition is very apparent. Your clothes are fitting you better. And overall, I think even when you started Krithiga, I think overall, how many kilos do you think you've lost in the program?
I think I measured on Saturday, this Saturday. I think when I started, I think I was 64 plus. I think now I'm 56 point something.
56. That's incredible.
56.4 or something. Yes.
Yeah, that's incredible, Krithiga. Already a small frame down, 64 kilos.
Yeah.
The 56 is 8 kilos.
Yeah, almost. That's
is incredible.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. I went to, a get together with my family. And they were like, கொஞ்சம் சதை இருந்தாதான் நல்லா இருக்கும். சதை இருந்தாதான் அழகா இருக்கும். I said, the idea is to stay healthy. I mean, my idea is not to look pretty or, the cute, that is not my idea now. My idea is now to be strong, to be fit, to climb the stairs up and down, use an Indian toilet without crippling. That's my goal. I want to travel. I want to go to places. I don't want my health to put me off. That is the goal. So I was thinking of 3-4 kgs lose panna kuda okay அப்படினா. Like I didn't expect that I will do so much. And இத்தனைக்கும் அப்படி ஒண்ணும் நான் வந்து ரொம்ப I eat chocolates now, I eat ice cream now. I mean, the other day I went out with my friend and we had a big pot of panagam and a big pot of tofu. I don't think about it now. So அப்படி இருக்கும்போது I'm like, no, health comes first. It's okay. I'm happy with the way I am. Let me be. So
thank you so much for sharing that, Krithiga, and also for clarifying. நிறைய பேர் என்னோட இன்ஸ்டா பேஜை பார்த்துட்டு இவங்க இவ்வளவு லிஃப்ட் பண்றாங்க வெயிட்ஸ் நம்மளும் பண்ணணுமா அப்படின்றது அது ஒரு பெரிய question mark எல்லாரும் கேக்குறது. So thanks for clarifying that you don't have to do what I am doing. This is my journey. I have put several years into my journey. I started very at zero. So அதனால எல்லா கிளையன்ட்ஸும் அதே மாதிரி லிஃப்ட் பண்ண வைக்க போறேன்றது கிடையாது. We are going to start small. So we in fact started with resistance bands and body weight exercises for you.
And then slowly you started. Assured, I have chronic condition with spine. I have many issues. And my doctor says, எந்த body part உனக்கு சரியா இல்ல சொல்லு. எது ஒழுங்கா work ஆகுது சொல்லு. I have problems throughout. Shoulder, back, spine, knees. And in spite of all that, I do what I can. And you planned something that I can do. You never told me that, no, I have to take, this protein powders. You have to take this extra supplement. When I said that, no, I'm not comfortable taking all that, you were like, okay, fine, let's do whatever you can do within what you cook at home or what you are comfortable with. That's the way we started. So they can be rest assured. But it's awesome to see you doing all that. But I know I can't do all that, but I'm happy with what I can do.
Thank you for sharing that, because I meet you where you're at in terms of your capabilities, and I plan the program based on that. So another important insight that you shared was relationship with food. You're continuing to eat what you're eating, right? அந்த முன்னாடி அந்த கில்ட் எல்லாம் இருந்துச்சு நிறைய. ஓ இது நம்ம சாப்பிடுறோமே, ஆர் ஒரு ஜஸ்டிஃபிகேஷன், பரவாயில்ல நம்ம இது பண்ணிட்டோம், நாளைக்கு பண்ணிக்கலாம், நாளைக்கு பண்ணிக்கலாம், இந்த மாதிரி அந்த procrastination and not focusing on goals. So can you talk a little bit about how your relationship with food has improved, Krithiga?
Yeah, as I told you before, I'm an emotional eater. Whenever I'm upset, I tend to eat, especially chocolates or ice cream. Ana, no one wonder. My friends always make fun of me. So the minute I feel no, I don't want it, I will say no, and no one can budge me in going ahead and having that, because I was very conscious about it, because I lost weight first time around after a lot of difficulty, and I didn't want to go back to that, because I knew that if I gain weight, it will add up to my problems. And since I had 2 C-sections, and I was worried that no, the same place that I should not gain weight on my tummy, I was very careful. And backache was horrible backache. I'll be in the bed for a couple of days. So I didn't want to go back to all that interval. I was very clear. So whenever we have dinner or lunch outside with friends, when they will all be nalla irukna innoru vaai poduvanga, but I will be like, no, thank you, I don't want it, because I don't want to go back to that interval. I was very clear. Anna, but when you are upset, that binge eating on chocolates or ice creams was there. There always a thought, no, okay, walk pani korchikalam. That was always there. And the binge eating was always there. Depending upon food to comfort myself, to overcome the stress or being upset, that triggered the memories, having chocolate triggered the memory of, that childhood happiness of being with your father or your mother. Or the movie paatha and the munch panite paakradhu, that brought a lot of childhood memories. All that was there. But I still remember, when you asked me to send pictures before you started me on the food, every 1 hour ஏதாவது போட்டுட்டே தான் இருப்பேன். பட் லிமிட்டடா சாப்பிடுவேன். நான் every 1 hour ஏதாவது உள்ள போயிட்டே இருக்கும். grapes, carrots, அந்த மாதிரி. So, but once we started with the food, we started attacking protein, நினைக்கிறேன் first. Protein, then carbs and fiber. And the other myth was, that I never ate fruits with my meals. Because someone said that, if you eat fruits with your meal, then fruits get digested soon, but the food will get digested later. Adanala bloating varum, andha madri. And already I'm a person who's suffering with bloating. So in the thought la vandu enna pandradhu, but I thought, okay, ella try pandrom, idhum try pannidala. But the first thing I noticed was that I felt full. I didn't feel like taking anything more after what I ate. அதுலயும் நிறைய we had to modify eating to the satisfactory level. இது போதும்ன்ற அதுவும் it took me a journey. முதல்ல சாப்பிட்டா இங்க தொண்டை வரைக்கும் நிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். Then I had to cut down on the portions. Okay, let me take less of this. நிறைய சாப்பிடணும் வேணான்னு. And I still remember the conversation that I have with my husband. He'd be worried. என்ன நீ ஒரே ஒரு இட்லி வச்சுட்டு உட்கார்ந்துருக்க. Then I used to tell him, can you see the tofu portion? Or can you see the paneer portion? Can you see the dal I have taken? See, and I have fruits also to eat. I had lunch with my children, a group of children. They were like, Chitti, you eat so much. You have rice, you have curd, you have keera, and you have sapoto also. How will you eat all of this? I said, yeah, I will manage. So the idea that, plate nariya sadam potu saaptadandra, and the mindset I had to come out. It took, I was ready to try, but it took me some time to convince my family and friends also. There's a lot of things. Eating small portions, finding the right amount that suited me. Sometimes I'll feel, school theriyum, okay, நீங்க கொஞ்சம் கம்மியா கொண்டுட்டோம் போல, 2-3 மணிக்கு பசிக்குது அப்படினா. So the next day I modify the portions accordingly. And I had to tone down when I took dal, and then I had to work on it, because some dals didn't suit well. So I had to reduce the portions. Adhe mari I found that most of the legumes didn't sit well with me, because it created bloating. So I found that there are some dals and some sundal varieties which doesn't affect. So I play with the portions. So in the mari nariya I had to find out, nariya I had to implement and worked a lot to reduce the portion, increase the portion and all that. And having a bowl of ice cream without feeling guilty. You always go into the guilt trip. Ice cream saapitome. You have, It's going to add up onto it. And இதெல்லாம் இல்லாம that enjoying every mouthful. And I love chocolates. So that having that chocolate, and chocolate la sometimes எடுக்க சாப்பிட்டே இருக்கணும்னு தோணும். But now I know, okay, let me sit down. Let me take smaller bites. Let me enjoy and relish it. So program actually there never been a time when I felt that no, I had to go back, binge it, take another pieceன்ற மாதிரி அந்த feeling வந்ததே இல்லை. Because I feel that I'm eating well, I'm satisfied. And the idea of eating why? Am I eating for my happiness, or I'm eating whether I'm hungry, or I'm eating when I'm bored, or I'm eating because of some social அதெல்லாமே when I analyzed all that, so many of the things eating say because of boredom and போது கொஞ்சம் தண்ணி குடிச்சு பார்க்கலாம். But okay, what the hell, let me have a piece of chocolate today. அதுவும் இருக்கு. So I'm happy with that also. And social இதுக்கும் சாப்பிட தான் செய்றோம். அதுவும் you cannot avoid. I mean, my mom will be upset if I refuse the things that she gives me when I go there. So, I've come to terms with that. Okay, fine. I knew that, there was 1 week where I had gone down and I had gained weight. So I knew that. Then I thought, what did we do? So I had gone out with friends in the Kanjipuram trip. அங்கே protein eating எல்லாம் பார்த்து தான் பண்ணாலும் you were eating more only. I was like, okay, fine. பரவாயில்ல. That mindset had come. So I do feel upset sometimes, but they do comfort me. It was not like before where I had to binge eat to comfort myself. Now I eat them because I enjoy the taste. I enjoy.
Thank you for sharing so many insights here, Krithiga. முக்கியமா ஒண்ணு வந்து எல்லாரும் இது ரொம்ப காமன் சேலஞ்ச் which is சாப்பிட்டுட்டோம் நம்ம நாளைக்கு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ரவுண்ட் போய் குறைச்சிக்கலாம். இட் டசன்ட் ஒர்க் தட் வே. நீ இப்போ சமோசா சாப்பிட்டு ஒரு 300 கேலரி நீங்க ஆட் பண்ணதுனால நாளைக்கு வாக் பண்ணா அந்த சமோசா ஆட் பண்ற அந்த 300 கேலரிஸ் ஆர் நாட் கோயிங் டு கம் அவுட். இட் டசன்ட் ஒர்க் தட் வே. So understanding that the relationship with food and relationship with exercise need to be separate. They cannot be linked together. This is something separate. You need to work on that. Exercise is for many other different reasons. To build strength, to build your cardiovascular capacity, to preserve your long-term health. Other journey is different. So that was very crucial for you to separate that, to improve your relationship with food. Mindful eating techniques again is a game changer. Especially when you talk about weight loss, it's all about defining the right kind of portions that work for your goals. And without putting yourself through torture and feeling of deprivation, mindful eating skills help you naturally adapt to the portions that your body needs.
Enjoyed a piece of pizza than I did some days back. I mean, I enjoyed it. Each and every mouthful was melting in my mouth, and I savored the taste, and I enjoy the different tastes that I have in my plate. I have a fruit that gives a different taste, then I have something sour or something sweet. So sometimes I plate, if I want to have a sweet, I plate it with my meals also. Sometimes I do that also. So I had my dad's death anniversary, and I came back with bags of sweets from home. My dad was a big, he loves everything. So I didn't mind. I had a little bit of everything. I tasted everything. I had a little bit of everything. But I knew that, okay, this, I need to have all of this. So how much can I take? So if I'm going to have a poli, then do I really have to have this? Okay, maybe I can have it tomorrow. So andamari, putting it away and thinking about it is coming.
And clarity in making those decisions, Ilya. Reflecting, trying to understand what is it that you want, what do you need, what do you need right now, how can you balance things out. In the skills are something skills that you learned during the program, about and how to reflect about
and the social pressure irukku. And I'm like, I'm okay giving into the social pressure once in a while also, because we need that also. I mean, like yesterday we had parathas at home, and they were small parathas. I knew that I'll be fine with one. But my husband was very disturbed. I said, okay, fine. Keep one more. It's okay. Today I can manage. So, and I know that all this comes out of love for me, the concern that they have for me. So once in a while giving into them also, it's okay. I don't have to beat myself over it. And they do, I'm happy with it. It's okay.
Yeah, so the mental and emotional happiness, it's not just about weight loss goals and physical goals, but about having the meal hit the spot for you. Is the meal putting a smile on your face? are you happy doing what you're doing, happy eating what you're eating, because this is again some skills that you're learning for life. It's got to be sustainable, right? Super. So weight loss-க்கு again நிறைய myths இருக்கு கிருத்திகா, that carbs avoid பண்ணணும், கம்மியா சாப்பிடணும், starve பண்ணணும், இந்த மாதிரிலாம் எந்த ஒரு myth வந்து you got out of during this program?
That when you are dieting, you cannot have chocolates, you cannot have ice cream, you cannot have those are the things that I think, having a lot of paneer and cheese, that is something that I got out of it. Cheese, so it has become a staple diet for me now, bread and cheese. Cheese sapta weight podu, ni cheese saprengri. And I'm saying I'm not only having cheese. Did you see that avocado I have along with that? Did you see that I have a soya milk along with that? So those things, so when my protein nalla sufficient irukumbodhu, I don't feel hungry at all. And I tell them I do eat chocolate, I do eat ice cream, I don't bother. And I went only for 10 minutes walk today. I didn't go for 45 minutes walk. And I don't even walk fast because of my knee. So my acupuncturist has said, my friend has said that, no, if you're going to walk fast, it's going to aggravate because it's a chronic condition. And I don't even walk fast. So I go in a very moderate pace. So this is when I tell all this, some of my friends are amazed. Really? So I say like,
so நீங்க நிறைய பண்றீங்க நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க, நிறைய பண்றீங்க, கம்மியா சாப்பிடுறீங்க, ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றீங்க, அப்பதான் இந்த டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்மேஷன் அச்சீவ் பண்ண முடியும்ன்ற ஒரு மைண்ட் செட்ல இருக்காங்க. But then in reality you didn't have to do a whole lot.
I have rice, I have a katori of rice, then I have a katori of curd, then I have a katori of dal or whatever other protein that I have. Tofu paneer vena konja toned down pannuven, but I'm never hungry. I never starve myself. If I'm hungry, whatever is there, I go have it at home. Kadla mithai na, okay, I have a kadla mithai. If there's ribbon pakodas available at home, I have ribbon pakoda. But I sit down and eat. And I eat, I savor it, I slow it down. I have badam, I have pista, I have everything. So then one friend of mine saw me eating this rolled oats with banana and half an apple in it. Will you be able to finish all of this? I said, yeah, I will be full. So they don't sometimes some of them think that, no, I do a lot of weights. I said, no, I do only 4 exercises. When it comes to lower body also, I do only 4 exercises. And I walk very less.
Another big myth is you have to, the strength training ume ella romba exercise பண்ணனும். Basic exercises if you are able to do, people forget the fact that you can do a whole lot over time. This is all about staying consistent and building the reps over time, and incredible transformation can happen from it. So thank you for sharing that.
The other thing that I learned is I have to finish everything on my plate.
And the belief adu velila varudhu.
Something that we have been always brought up with, we should not waste food. So modu 2-3 naal vekkimodu konjam kashtam irundhu. Then what I did was I told, okay, I think what else can I do? Fruit na fridge la poturen. So I see, okay, carbs kammi pannittu I finish my vegetables. Fruits I put it in the fridge and have it the next day. Thosela and 2 vai 3 vai micham achina, I go serve it to the birds or something. That's so I now then one day waste a portion, the next day I think, okay, iniki saapida mudiyala, maybe I should reduce the portions. Oh, iniki romba pasichudhu, maybe I should increase a little bit. So it is always, it's again a lot of thinking. Sometimes depending upon you have a lot of korambu, you have sometimes you have a lot of curd, but I'm never hungry. So I mean, if I'm hungry, I know that I have eaten less. So I have curd along kuda, you said 1 katori, I have more than that usually. So I do, it's not always that 1 palm portion. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it is less. It happens that way. What I am thinking is, am I full by the end of my meal? Then I'm okay.
Using the satisfaction at the end of the meal as a guide to understanding what portions you need.
Sometimes that you've eaten a little bit more. Sometimes friend is chatting with you, pesite saaprom, then that you've eaten a little bit more. Sometimes you finish everything in my plate, then you feel too full. Then I know, okay, I've eaten more today because I was chatting with this friend, and I'm okay with that also, because it doesn't happen every day. So each day is different, but I know that these are the things I need to know. I need to have a little bit of carb, I need to have 2 portions of protein, I need to have fiber. So this is what I go by. So enna
set aidichu ungalku.
Ama. I need to have twice கீரை. So எப்படி பண்ணலாம்? பாலக்குல எடுக்கலாமா? கடையலாமா? இது பண்ணலாமா? So this is how I think. So I have a katori of carbs only. Though idli na, sometimes depending upon the size, it's too big is 1.5. If it's smaller is 2. Ducked in sambar and chutney. And a liberal dose of it, not very less also. Liberal dose of it only. So I'm happy.
So Krithiga, just one if you can share, you know, நிறைய பேர் வந்து டயட் ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் பண்றாங்க, டயட் சார்ட் கொடுக்குறாங்க. They come in asking me, நீங்களும் ஒரு டயட் சார்ட் கொடுப்பீங்களா? Right? So that is a common question that I go through. Can you differentiate between what is out there and the 8th element program, Krithiga? What was different?
I think this was aiming at is becoming a habit, that it has to be part of your lifestyle. So I think that's where the difference is. So before I have I've seen my many of them doing the keto diet. They go on only on a fruit diet. They go only on a carb diet, or they go only on only this vegetable only in the week. அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய பார்த்திருக்கேன் நான். But how sustainable it is, how it becomes a part of your lifestyle, because அங்கதான் பிரச்சனை வருதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Because you know that these things are good for you, and ஒரு லெவலுக்கு மேல you kind of fizzles out. But this, even now, last month or 2 months before, I was very thirsty when I was on the way. I didn't have water, so I stopped by to pick up something. So when I was looking at all the milkshakes and everything, earlier I reached out for a milkshake, but now I was looking for soya milk. Do I have a soya milk drink? Okay, let me have that. So it has become a part and parcel of what I am. It has become a part of my lifestyle, what I want to do. So that is what I feel is the difference. That it should be something that I should not drop after 6 months, because in the change consistent, I should do it throughout. Abdi pandalana, there's no point. No, I think that's where the change, the difference between this and the other things.
So whatever you're learning are skills that you're going to keep for life. Again, you are in the driver's seat of the journey.
Yes.
If நம்ம பேசினது எல்லாமே, these were decisions that were made by you.
Yeah.
Under the framework of skills supported by science and evidence.
Yes.
Right? Okay, இதெல்லாம் flexible உங்களுக்கு கிருத்திகா, நீங்க இதெல்லாம் ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் நீங்க சூஸ் பண்ணலாம். உங்களோட வீட்டு குக்கிங் ஸ்டைலுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி what do you want to choose?
Yes.
What can you make? What do you like?
Yes.
Again, catering it to your preferences, choices, and your lifestyle, and really customizing it for you.
I didn't have to go out and buy anything new. I think the only thing new that I would have brought was rolled oats, and I liked it, so I continue to do that. Everything else was what I cook at home, my pongal or the upma or the ragi dosa, because ragi was something that I already was using at home. So nothing was something new that I had to adapt. Whatever I was cooking at home, paneer is something that I like. Tofu was something new I tried. And I think that was quite doable. So everything, now pandradri, whatever I could do, whatever new things that I added was something that I liked. So that was okay. Now I couldn't stomach eggs in any form, so I dropped it. So whatever I like and I could do, I think I could stick on to it. Whatever I was forced to do, I think I'll drop it anyway after 6-7 months. The goal will be like 6 months. But now I'm doing something that is part of whatever is happening at home, so it's okay.
And it feels sustainable, right, Krithiga? And you didn't have to avoid carbs. You didn't have to avoid your favorite foods. You're still eating your chocolates, your ice cream.
I didn't avoid chocolates. I didn't avoid ice creams. I didn't avoid
peanut candy became a part of your நீங்க ரெகுலரா மீல்ல கூட ஏதாவது ஸ்வீட்டோ இல்ல ஏதாவது சாப்பிடணும்னு தோணிச்சுனா you are having a cup of that along with your meal.
And
seems like
weekends are like delayed breakfast at home 11:30 அந்த மாதிரி தான் ஆயிடும். So morning வந்து முன்னெல்லாம் அந்த sometimes sometimes லேசா ஹங்கர் தெரியும் போது ஏதாவது பாப் அப் பண்ணுவேன். அப்ப ஐயோ சாப்பிட்டோமே அப்படின்னு அதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல. இப்போ I have the peanut candy 1 or 2 and I do it. So so I'm okay with that. Sometimes when the children when they take something and go, they have the habit of popping it in my mouth. Okay, fine, one, I don't mind. So it's like it's something that I don't have to go out of the way to do. It is already in my environment. I just have to modify a little bit how to take it. That's the thing. And
super.
Now and the planning for 5 days a week I'm doing it, and it's such a bliss. I don't have to break my head. I know what are the proteins I have. அது பாத்திரத்தை okay இந்த protein இல்ல okay என்ன பண்ணலாம் lassi பண்ணலாமா soya milk order பண்ணலாமா so soya milk order பண்ணி முடிச்சிடலாம். So or I'll get a yogurt. So in the mother it's not much funda. Okay, I have இது moong dal some variety, இல்ல மசூர் தால் some variety, இல்ல கொண்டக்கடலை தோசை இருக்கும், இல்லாட்டி millet கஞ்சி இருக்கும், இல்ல ராகி கஞ்சி. These are the things that I go back to again and again. Quinoa.
And that's what makes it a consistent plan, right? சும்மா வேற ஏதோ புதுசா வெரைட்டி புதுசா நீங்க வாங்கணும் அப்படின்லாம் இருந்ததுன்னா அது சஸ்டைனபிளாவே இருக்காது. So many of the goals we talked about, Krithiga, you didn't want to depend on anyone. Your fitness is great. You wanted to be fitter and more confident, pain-free. You wanted to lose weight. Again, we didn't go after chasing numbers. They were an outcome of your behaviors and your consistency that we built over time. I'm sure you were very surprised, Krithiga, by the end of the program.
Because I mean, weight loss க்கு நம்ம ஒண்ணுமே பிளானே பண்ணல. Neither the diet nor were the exercises for weight loss. And for the amount of walking that I did before, the walking now I'm doing is comparatively reduced. So nothing was aimed at weight loss. It happened as a byproduct, though we did speak about it. It happened as a byproduct of what we were doing. You know, eating mindfully, being aware of what I'm eating. முன்னாடிலாம் வந்து 6:37 சாப்பிடுவேன் நான். I didn't want to eat after that. இப்பெல்லாம் invariably, because my son is in grade 12, he prepares a lot, so that is the only time we get to be together. So invariably dinner is 8:30. அதுமே I'm okay with all of that. So I haven't had அதனால பெருசா ஒன்னு இஷ்யூ இருக்கிற மாதிரி தெரியல. Everything seems to be fine. And my weight is also reducing. முன்னாடிலாம் I used to check weight very often. இப்ப வந்து I'm tracking it because you have asked me to track it once in 2 weeks. இல்ல அதனால தான். So அதுவும் so I was initial couple of months weightல ஒன்னும் change இல்ல. In fact, I gained also. After I started the program, I gained weight also, and I was wondering, okay, fine. Okay, let's see. We have 6 months, let's watch. அப்படின்னா இருந்தது. But I'm drastically reducing the weight. So all that, you know, I could see how the clothes are fitting me. They're fitting well.
That was another big goal of yours, Krithiga. I want to wear nice clothes அப்படினு. How do you feel about that?
It looks fine because I always liked wearing Western clothes. And I had, I mean, though my friends say, no, you should be comfortable in what you're wearing. But for me, no, there should not be bulges everywhere. I should not feel uncomfortable because I work with children. I wanted to be comfortable with what I am wearing. So, you know what, and the மாதிரி I had thoughts. So the wearing nice clothes, you know, fitting clothes was a big motivator for me. But we should not think like that, no, we should be comfortable in what we wear. That's the ideal thing. But for each one to their own, yeah. So for me, like, you know, to wear nice clothes, that was something, you know, to carry it on, that was something, you know. I had so many clothes which I couldn't wear because I had put on weight. So now I could get back to all of that. So that was...
So perimenopause, another big challenge is abdominal fat, Krithiga. You know, how redistribution of body fat happens and you start... the fat deposits happen in the stubborn areas, especially abdominal area for women, hips, thighs, abdomen, chest, back. So can you talk about what changes you saw in your waist and hip?
I could see that my inches around my waist and my thighs and my hip, they were coming down. The same way with my upper arm and my calf muscles also. They were all coming down. So because of the workout that I was doing, or with maybe the way I was, the changed way of eating, I could see that. And I could see in the dresses, no, that were very difficult to wear. Some of them became very comfortable to wear. And I found that in the upper arm and the shoulder kitala, it became a bit loose. So it was not very tough in school, no, when you work with children. It is a bit loose, it is a bit airy. So I could see the differences in the dresses that I was wearing. You know? And
arm definition also, Krithiga, I saw in some of the pictures. Arm definition, really nice.
So that was really nice.
The other important goal of yours was sleep habits.
Yes.
So especially perimenopause, sleep disturbances are very common. So can you talk about how we navigated those challenges?
Yes. I suffer from insomnia. I will be up till 11:30, 12. So we decided that we'll put away my mobile after 8:30. And so we said how to rework in the environment. So do we put it away somewhere else where it's not accessible to me, and then take it only to update in the app and put it away. So we started with 1 hour. So in the 8:30, 9:30 மேல போடுங்க. திரும்ப 9:30, 9:45 எடுங்க அப்படின்னு. So now, so we put it away in the table, not near my bed. So படுக்க போகும்போது I took it, updated the app and put it on the floor before I slept. So that's how we reworked on that. I found that I could get back to my reading more at that time, or spending time with my family or children. So, you know, internet is very seductive, you know, like you start with one video and then, okay, let's do one more video. Even now I do that some days when I'm sitting up late with my son. Sometimes he studies till 12:30 and some days he asks, can you stay up அப்படின்னு. Or அவன் கேட்கலனாலும், no, okay, today he might need something, support, so let me stay up in the hall and மாதிரி. அந்த மாதிரி டைம்ல I do watch. You know that, no, how one video leads to the another leads to the other. So we put it away somewhere where I had to get up and go to get the food. That helped. And எழுந்து போறது சோம்பேறித்தனம் பரட்டே, you don't go, no. So அந்த மாதிரி you asked me to put it somewhere where it's not easily accessible to me. And I took it only when I had to update and put it away. So that is working fine. Sometimes
What was the impact on your sleep, Krithiga, because of that?
It is becoming much better. I fell asleep easily. Now in the meditation we started, no. Sometimes I feel பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும்போதே I slip off to sleep. Then அரை மணி நேரம் கழிச்சு, okay, I was doing meditation. Oh, what I'm doing now? It's been half an hour. அப்படின்னு I'll wake up with that. So I find that is also helping me in sleeping. இதையும் மீறி என்னைக்காவது ஒரு sleep disturb ஆச்சுன்னா, you know, maybe you're nearing your cycle or maybe you're too tired or something, but generally it's been better. And I feel
overall you've been,
I hope that it'll become much better after my son finishes his 12th and moves on.
Yeah, it's a tough year, Krithiga, not easy actually. So finally, one of the goals was, I want to be happier, Krithiga.
Yeah.
How do you feel now?
Oh, I'm much more happier. I mean, I noticed so many things that I see, you know, when I go on drive and all that. You know, like even smaller things makes me, I mean, they were all there. I was not very aware of that. I was not looking because I was bogged down with whatever was going on with me, you know, that feeling that, no, so many things are happening, I'm not able to handle. So, on the thought, but now, no, the initial exercises that we did, no, pause in between to see what you're thinking about. And I found that, I mean, a lot of thinking about negative thought, you know, prepping myself in the situation. I have this idea of, no, this preparing for the worst case scenario, because my dad always say, let's prepare for the worst case, then you'll feel better. So, on the worst case scenario, ilati, okay, இன்னைக்கு வந்து இந்த issue வந்தா, how do I react? So I caught myself thinking thoughts like that. So when I observed that I was doing those thoughts, then automatically you don't want to be thinking like that, no, and spoiling your mood. So, and the pausing helped a lot in reworking on it. So when you do all that, no, when your minds in thought process are different, then many things brings happiness. You know, this one child of mine in the class says, Chithi, they call us Chithis, you look very weird today. You know, you're behaving in a very weird manner. I said, okay, let's define that. Is it good or bad? No, Chithi, it's very good. I said, yes, then succeeded.
Yeah, so what was an aha moment for you while we worked on your transformation, Krithiga?
That too, I can do this by myself, no? Like these habits, the tiny habits that we do, it's not very unmanageable and unachievable. I mean, you know, the smaller things only matters, you know, the small change in the habit, a very small change, and, you know, practicing it for some time, and then you finally you turn back and look that, no, you have accumulated so much. You know, you don't even realize that, no, you have done so much. It's all that, no, small habits, the tiny habits that you worked on. You know, I didn't do much. It was started with an affirmation. Now, all I had to do was identify things which will de-stress me. And those were the things that I liked. You know, I liked hugging my children. I liked watching some videos. Those are not unachieved, no, the smaller things. And when I turn back and look at it, no, like they have become a part of me, and hey, I'm able to do this. You know, I'm not blaming myself anymore. It's been a long time since I looked at myself in the mirror and said, what are you doing? You know, like being that
Wow.
more kind to myself, you know, even though if I lose it sometime, I tell myself it's okay. You've done so much, you know, you slipped once, that's okay. So Those kind of
That's
things.
incredible. Incredible.
And lifting the weights. Hey, I'm lifting weights. Even imagine.
எவ்வளவு empowering இருக்கும் இல்லையா? அந்த feeling, you know, you feel so strong, you feel resilient. It's very common that people who are successful elsewhere feel that this weight loss is something that they just cannot crack. They feel such a failure. அது எல்லாம் நான் பண்றேன், ஏன் எனக்கு இது பண்ண முடியல? பல வருஷமா நான் இதையே I'm spinning the wheels. The problem is with the process. The problem is not with the person. The problem is with the approach.
And I'm happy with myself because I know that the problems haven't gone away. I still have mood swings. I know that I'm quite that, I'm very quiet during certain days in the month. The mood swings haven't gone away. The stress factors, the trigger factors haven't gone away. I mean, but the way I'm looking at is different. So I immediately, those kind of things, like I know what to do now. I know what can come.
You have the skills. You have the skills. You have the toolkit. Now you exactly know what tool.
Yeah. So that's what, like I tell my husband, like mood swings haven't gone away. My hormones haven't gone away. They're still there.
Just keeping him on guard. Just don't feel like everything has gone away.
He told me a couple of months back, why don't you talk to your coach? This month mood swings is pretty bad. And I told him, no one can take the hormones out. They're still there.
Nice. Hey, so Krithiga, can you share your feedback about the support, accountability, guidance, and direction that you got during the program?
What I really liked was, the first meeting when you said, no, you're not alone. I know what you're going through. I mean, that touched me. I mean, everyone was telling me, and இப்படிதான் இருக்கும். எல்லாருக்கும் இப்படிதான் இருக்கும். You have to find something to do. But this way you said that, yes, you're the same thing. You're not alone, but I'm there with you. I'll be there with you throughout the journey. And the way you're very empathetic with, whatever struggle, you never judged me. Many people know how this, I mean, all the women go through this year. What's a big deal? I mean, all of them have these stress factors. All of them have the triggers. Didn't they all manage? What makes you different? Those kind of things. But when you said, no, I'm there with you. I know what you're going through. I'll walk the path. That not judging. That really helped. Okay, this is a person whom I can tell anything. And I will not be judged. Because எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரே பிரச்சனை இருக்கலாம். But the way you are brought up, the environment that you were brought up in and the environment that shaped you determines the way you react to it. I mean, I was brought up in a family where your mistakes were also pointed out in a nice manner. They will say, இப்படி பண்ணியிருந்தா பெட்டரா இருந்திருக்கும்டா. வாயை திறந்தாலே டா கண்ணம்மா அதுதான் வாயில வந்துட்டே இருக்கும் எங்க அப்பாக்கு அம்மாக்கெல்லாம். So திட்டுவாங்க. அது once in a while நடக்கும், but you know that you deserved it. பட் இது இப்படி அதுவுமே அந்த ஒரு 16-17 வயசுக்கு மேல இது இப்படி பண்ணிருந்தா நல்லா இருந்திருக்கும். அப்பாவா இருந்தா இப்படி பண்ணி இந்த மாதிரிதான் நம்ம வளர்ந்த விதம் எல்லாமே. So when people say no, like everyone has this. I mean, you just have to deal with it. You just have to forget it and move on. I mean, like அதானே பிரச்சனை. Forget பண்ணி move on பண்ண முடியலன்றதானே பிரச்சனையா இருக்கு. So, but that when you said no, you're not alone. I'll be there with you. And when you appreciated that every win of mine, as if you have done, then you have got that victory. All that that helped me. That no judgment whatsoever. That you were there throughout. Whenever I messaged you, you always got back saying that, okay, what happened? Either in WhatsApp or even in the app, whenever there was, when I had posted something, if you found a win there, I wouldn't have seen it as a win, but you saw it as a win and you immediately would come back and say, hey, that's a great win, and the immediate appreciation. All that helps. And that like, okay, someone is there to help me to track it. And many habits, you said you're ready, let's give it up. And I was like, no, I want to have it for one more week. Those kind of things. So that confidence that instead, that this person has worked with so many people, she's trained for that. And she's saying that I'm ready, then I must be ready. I never rated நான் வெறும் 8 தான் போட்டுப்பேன். You say, but you're doing it consistently. That's a definite 10. When people say that, I mean, that was something that really helped me out. Yes, I can do this.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Krithiga. Another thing that people say is you have to always be positive. It's not possible to be positive all the time. Toxic positivity irukku, right? So take the situation as it is, and அதுக்குள்ள நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம், focus on what we have done well. Those were all very important for you, right? Building on the small wins. motivating you and holding you accountable to the practices, guiding you when there were challenges, supporting you, right? From a non-judgmental space and a positive coaching environment, right? Where we are not constantly focusing on negatives, but looking at what is going well and building success, building momentum with that. That was important for you. And of course, guiding you. If there are challenges, if there are roadblocks, how to navigate. How do you build the skill of building backup plans? How do you anticipate?
I have never come across that before, you know. If there is a problem, what are you going to do? Okay, professional side, our management side, but in my personal life, in my personal growth, in the problem, you know, my husband deals things in a different manner. Okay, this is what it is. Let's move on. But this thought, no, okay, anticipate what problems you'll face. Adukku what solution you have, what will you do? So then that idea that, oh, if I can't do this now, I can do this later. So if I can't do this, I can always do something else. That was something that was, you know, to blatantly bring it out across and put it across, hey, look, this is also a possibility. That was something great.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Krithiga. I would love for you to share, based on your transformation, Krithiga, based on whatever that you came into the program with in terms of expectations, challenges. Again, I will tell you, you're not alone. There are so many women who go through these challenges. Your specificity may be different. Your specific unique scenarios may be different, but the theme is a running theme. It's a very common theme, right? In terms of weight loss, physical health, mental health, emotional health, existential health, and all of that. So given that you have transformed now, you have spent 6 months investing in yourself, you've gone through this transformation, you have now learned the skills to help you stay the course independently without a coach, right? What message would you give to the women out there who are struggling, who are finding themselves in a similar space as you, who are thinking twice to invest in themselves? What would you tell them, Krithiga?
I know, like, you know, I had this conversation with a colleague of mine, and she said, "You spend so much." Then I tell her, people buy jewelry. People buy heavy jewelry. They invest in 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs in the heavy jewelry. You invest on other things. So this is me investing on myself. So I'm doing something which is going to aid me to live my life to the fullest, so that this can help me to be happy with myself, so that when I am happy, people around me are also happy. So this is an investment that I make in myself. And I don't think so it is a unnecessary investment or waste. I had these doubts initially, and I was thinking of, no, okay, this amount is steep, it's huge. When I think of 6 months, it runs to lakhs. Then I thought, I mean, people invest in the same thing. They buy a jewelry for 2 lakhs. And this is something that I'm investing in me, so that I can live happily and I can live pain-free and I can be a better person. I said, why not? So I would say, invest in yourself. I think that's, in the end, that is all that matters. Health is all that matters. And being happy is all that matters. Nothing else is going to come and help us. There's only thing that's going to help. So I would say, go ahead and invest.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Krithiga. One last question. Everybody has this question on their minds, right? Having invested so much, how sustainable is this going to be? So how do you feel?
I feel it's already a part of my lifestyle, you know, like even now, like I'm thinking, tomorrow I was planning to get bread. So I have not ordered bread. So what can I do tomorrow? So I'm already reworking on my menu. So what are the protein that I can have tomorrow? So I'm already reworking on my schedule. And many things you didn't track for past 5 months, but I'm already doing it. I mean, we don't track in the app. I don't tell you what I do. I mean, I don't send pictures of my breakfast or lunch or anything, but I'm already doing it. So if I can do for 5 months, I'm sure I can do it for the rest of my life also.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Krithiga. Congratulations to you again. Kudos to your determination and commitment. You've been amazing throughout the program in terms of your commitment, persistent efforts, never giving up, right? Coming back, whatever challenges, being very open-minded about sharing everything with me, because again, it takes two to make this happen. And I really, really appreciate your openness in sharing in your vulnerabilities with me, your challenges, and also being a constant learner. I think as a teacher, you appreciate that a lot. We should think of ourselves as beginners, not as an expert.
Yes.
We may be experts in other areas, but when we think about something new, some new skills, we have to think of us as beginners and come with a learner's mindset, constantly willing to adapt and grow. So totally amazing transformation, jaw-dropping transformation, Krithiga. So proud of you and happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And my doors are always open.
Yeah.
Please reach out to me. I would love to hear from you, or if you need support, don't hesitate to reach me at all.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Take care, Krithiga. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.